Welcome to Unshackled from Cults and False Religions, where we use clips and stories from many different cults and churches of wolves in sheep clothing for educational purposes to tell the story of cult life. We work with several ex-members of many different cults and desire your prayers as we ask the good Lord to show us how to faithfully help those in bondage to become unshackled by the evils of man worship and cult life. The following clip is an allegory mixed with truth and occurrences that have happened already or could happen in the near future. We are not about hating anyone. We believe even the vilest cult leader can be saved if he or she turns from their delusional beliefs.
Are you a child? Molesting minister? A song leader pedophile? A bodyguard who had sex with his adopted daughter? Then you have a place with us. There is room at the Church of Wolves in sheep's clothing for you. Come join the Church of Wolves in sheep's clothing, where we give sanctuary to sexual predators and pedophiles. We forgive child molesters 70 times 7, and tell the victims' parents that the elders will take care of it for them. Come and be a part of our legacy, and you too can enjoy the benefits of saying yes to our chief wolf of all wolves in sheep's clothing. That's our only requirement. All wolves are welcome. If you get caught, no worries. We can excommunicate the sheep and move you to another den, or even to another country. The big bad wolves have you covered. The following are testimonials of those who have benefited by being followers of the big bad wolves.
I was a church of wolves in sheep's clothing. Minister, I abused and molested 3 young lambs. I was moved twice, and both times I was protected and lived a long life without being prosecuted for my crimes. The perks of being in the church of wolves in sheep's clothing, the freedom to be a big bad wolf, and forgiveness. They will forgive you 70 times 7 and even more. You just have to know when to act like a sheep, when the sheep are watching. I give 5 stars.
I was a foster parent who groomed my foster child, and then when she was 19, after we adopted her, I got her pregnant. I could have faced more jail time, but I pleaded guilty and only got 3 years, and my chief wolf in sheep's clothing showed up in court for me and will welcome me back to the den when I get out. I give the Church of Wolves in sheep's clothing 4 stars.
I am a registered sex offender and was living in another state. That had no den, was on the most wanted list with my brother for sexual crimes. And the chief wolf of all wolves brought me up to their den and gave me a job and allowed me to be around the young lambs in the Church of Wolves in sheep's clothing, until I went on a crime wave and assaulted several people and had to go back to jail. I give the Church of Wolves in sheep's clothing 5 stars and hope to come back again someday.
I'm a song leader and I molested my own son and other little lambs. And I will say, with all the foster lambs coming and going and the amount of lambs in each den, you will never have to worry about running out of innocent little lambs. Plus, if the little lambs speak out, the other wolves will either excommunicate them, threaten to unsave them if they don't forgive 70 times 7, or they will move the little lambs or the wolves out of the state or country. They have many different dens you could go to, even Mexico or Bolivia. It's one of the great perks of laying yourself at the chief of all wolves' feet.
My first time at the Church of Wolves in sheep's clothing, I was at one of their big wolf den meetings, and I was standing in line for dinner by several little lambs, and they smelled so scrumptious. That sweet scent was everywhere. It wafted through the air and stirred me from my slumber. It was the weekend, and weekends were made for sleeping in. But who can sleep with such deliciousness in the air? And yet there, these little unsuspecting, innocent lambs were so trusting. Most were either foster lambs or lambs whose fathers had been removed by the Church of Wolves in sheep's clothing, fattening up these little lambs, intoxicating me with the fancy smell and fake sounds of the chief wolves above all wolves in sheep's clothing preaching in the distance, and the smells in the cafeteria of delicious warm vanilla.
If interested in being a part of the Church of Wolves in sheep's clothing, please contact us at our headquarters. We have several dens, and you will know us by our works, and just say yes to the chief wolves of all wolves and embrace the wolves in sheep's clothing. You gotta be us.
Please share, like, and subscribe.